Hello, my name is Ashtyn Campbell. I'm a professional cruise ship singer. I am going to tell you my experience of how I became a cruise ship singer today. This is just my experience. It's not exactly how you need to do it or how it will happen. It's just to help you, get you pointed in the right direction. Maybe this is something you want to do, a career you want to get involved in. Maybe you know someone who is needing to get away or going through a breakup like I did and wanting to try something new and just get away from your normal life and completely start over. So I hope this is helpful. Let's dive into it. Of this video inside because it is a little hot. Okay, back inside. We are in Argentina, so it's a little toasty out there. Okay, so yes, I'm on my second cruise contract. I'm on the MSC Splendida. We are finishing up our tour of South America and we're about to head to the Mediterranean soon. I'm super excited to go to France, Spain, and Italy. Yeah, so let's dive into a little bit of my story, how I got here, and let's start with my training. So I grew up singing and dancing. My parents are singers. My sister's a singer. I would sing in church growing up. I would do musicals. I've done musicals since I was like a preteen. And I love singing and dancing. I went to a fine arts school from elementary through high school. I learned how to sight read. I learned how to do self-tapes. I learned how to memorize a script and sing in a jazz ensemble and a tap class, ballet, musical theater, jazz, all the things. And I knew it was going to be a part of me like for the rest of my life, no matter what I did. And I never stopped dancing. Even out of high school, I just kept taking class. I toured with a dance company right out of high school. So yes, I had lots and lots of training. So that's the number one thing I recommend is going to class, getting voice lessons, taking a ton of ballet classes, and doing as many shows on land as you can, and start building up your resume if you're wanting to get in the cruise scene. I've done like 28, I think, musicals on land. So I've done Beauty and the Beast, Mary Poppins, In the Heights, Singing in the Rain, Seussical, Hello Dolly, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. The amount of theater that I've done is a lot, and I think that's really helped me build my resume, build my experience. Some of it was like professional paid and some of it was not. I trained very intensely in ballet. I danced on point. I taught ballet for many years. Ballet was like my base, and then my classical vocal training was my foundation for my voice. And then I started learning how to sing more musical theater pop style. I developed my belt when I was about 20 years old. And so I've been developing that for the last 10 years. I'm 30 years old now. That is big in the cruise industry. You need to learn how to properly belt. I've heard people belt the wrong way and they get tired within just like 2 or 3 months. So you need to learn how to sing correctly and have the right stamina, especially if you're going to be doing multiple shows every week. I was a Pilates instructor for 7 years, from 2017 to 2024, and I was able to do so much singing and dancing on the side that it just worked with my lifestyle in Texas. And after 7 years and after I went through a breakup, I hit complete burnout, I hit depression, and I knew I needed to do something else. I wanted to just sing and dance full time. I didn't know what that looked like. I hired a life coach and she helped me break down what I wanted to do with my life for real. And we came to the conclusion that I just wanted to travel and work on cruise ships. So let's talk about the logistics of what I did to audition and get an agent and start auditioning for Cruise Life. So I started submitting myself. I updated my show reel of things I had from shows, and it wasn't that great of a show reel, but it's what I had. I started submitting myself to every cruise line that I could. Royal, Norwegian, Celebrity, Carnival, everything, Princess, and I didn't hear anything. A lot of cruise agencies have like online profiles you can go and create just on your own. So I did that, didn't hear anything. A lot of my material wasn't very strong though, looking back. But then I got an agent. I signed on with MFA Management and they booked me instantly. I think I got a contract for Bor at first and it fell through really quick. I denied it or something. I honestly don't even remember, like looking back. That was in August of 2023, and then I waited a couple more months to like even do anything. I was just working. I was trying to get over my depression. I was just in over my head. And then I think around like September, October, maybe even November, my friend sat me down and said like, okay, you need to do this cruise stuff. What are you doing? So I submitted again with my agency and I said, hey, is there anything coming up? And they submit me instantly, and instantly I got booked with MSC. So I put everything in storage, and yes, they didn't really have me do a callback. They just asked if I could sing Phantom of the Opera. And then, yeah, I was hired as the F1, which is like, I get to belt and do more classical stuff, which is like great for my voice and my training. So I'm happy as F1. And yeah, I went to Italy for rehearsals and now I'm on my second contract. Okay, so let's talk about what my agent was submitting. Let's talk about show reels. So your show reel needs to show all the styles that you're capable of singing. So my first show reel didn't have, well, it had classical, some pop, musical theater, rock, but it wasn't a very good rock because I wasn't really a rock singer, but now I consider myself a rock singer. I know how to do it better. So yes, if you can get footage, they prefer live footage from shows that you've done. Some of my clips were live and some were just like self-tapes. But now I've updated my show reel with all footage from Cruise Life and it's all live material. You want to show as many skills as you can. If you have whistle tones, if you have a really good belt, if you can do lots of runs and riffs, show it, show off. You want the first like 15 seconds of your reel to be the strongest. Like get their attention. My show reel, I start with Whitney Houston and I. So I'm like, okay, this will get their attention. I can sing Whitney Houston. So that's what I start with. And then I go right into some classical, my Phantom of the Opera little runs. And then I do whistle tones. So I do my best stuff first and then show my personality right after that. So my clip when I was Maisie LeBird in Seussical, I have that towards the front. I'm really like sassy and bubbly and really outgoing when I have like big feathers on my head. So I'm like, I want to show them that I'm sassy and outgoing and I can be a star. So yes, and then actually Floriana, one of the music directors with the company I'm with now, when I was working with her on board, she actually told me your clip of Seussical, she thought it was from Pippin, but your clip of Seussical is what made me hire you. Like, I loved how bubbly you were, and she was like, that's F1 right there. Like, she's an F1. And she said F1 normally opens each show, so she loved how bubbly I was and knew that I could be a show opener. So you never know what clip will get their attention, so try to put your strongest clips at the beginning. You'll also need a dance reel, so you need some movement. I have some turns and jumps and cartwheels and splits and all kinds of stuff in my dance reel. My dance reel is much shorter than my singing reel. My dance reel is about 1.5 minutes, and then my singing reel is about 2.5 minutes. You want it nice and short and sweet. You do not need an agent. Let me just clarify, there are several people in the cast, both in this cast and the previous cast I was with, that did not have agents and they got booked themselves. Maybe they knew someone, maybe they had connections, maybe they had a stronger reel, maybe there was just an opening, and so the casting directors like pulled people that, you know, weren't being submitted from agents. It really just depends on the situation. It can be really helpful to have an agent, but of course you're going to be paying commission, but I think it's worth it personally because then they do all the work, you just send your stuff, they have the connections, they have material, and then it's, to me, in my opinion, it's easier to get booked with an agent. Okay, so that about sums it up. This is my experience of how I became a cruise ship singer. You can go about this different ways. This is just my experience. I'm not saying this is how you will become a cruise ship singer. And you can ask me any questions in the comments. You can private message me over on Instagram. But I hope this can inspire you. Maybe you know someone who's going through a hard time and they just need to switch gears like I did and get their feet back on the ground, and maybe they just need a little bit of help and push in the right direction. So I hope this helps. Let me know what other questions you have about my story. Be on the lookout for my next vlog. I will see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.